purpose of this video today is to update you on all of the books I have read so far for Magical Readathon. If you are unfamiliar with Magical Readathon, it is hosted by G over at Book Roast, and I will put a link to the Novice Path announcement video down in the description. Please keep in mind that I am doing this readathon at my own pace because that's what works for me. So in order to make it to Aurelium Academy, we had to complete at least 2 of the 7 prompts along the Novice Path. So the first prompt I completed was the Ashtorn Tree. This is to read a book that has been tempting you or a book on the top of your TBR. For me, this was Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. At the time we were doing Lunar Along. This is book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles and is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. This is actually the only book out of the series that I gave 4 instead of 5 stars, and I think that was because this book was really action-packed, so if that is your thing, you'll love this one. But for me personally, I tend to kind of zone out on the action scenes, so 4 stars for Scarlet. For The Mist of Solitude, our goal was to read a standalone book. For this one, I read Once More Upon a Time by Roshni Chokshi. This was a NetGalley arc that I received. I absolutely gushed over this book. If you have not already, read my review on Goodreads or Instagram. This was 5 stars. For Obsidian Falls, we were supposed to read a mystery or thriller book. For this one, I read Murder at the House on the Hill by Victoria Walters. This was another NetGalley arc. It is book 1 in a new cozy mystery series called The Deadly End Mysteries. This one got another glowing review from me, 4 stars. Finally, for the Aurelium Academy arc, we were to read a book with a school setting. I read A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I became interested in this book after it was referenced in Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James, and this wound up being one of my favorite books of 2021. I gave it 5 stars. So that completes the Novice Path. Next, we're going to talk about the books I read to create my character. My character is an elf named Lyria. She is from Eartheria, and she was raised a wilding, so no city girls up in here. For the wilding prompt, we were to read a book largely set in the forest or outside. I read The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is book 4 in the Truly Devious series and has been my favorite of the series so far. I am very excited because I saw recently that book number 5, I believe it's called 9 Liars, is coming out December 27th. So you better believe I will be reading that one as well. For Eartheria, the prompt was to read a book featuring fae or elven characters. For this one, I am counting City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This one, when I say I read it, I mean I suffered through it. I wound up giving it 2 stars, and after I finished this one, I decided I am not going to continue on with the series, but I am thankful that I can still count this one toward my Magical Readathon books. For Elf, you needed to read a book with moon or stars on the cover or in the title. And for this one, I read Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This is book 4.5 in the Lunar Chronicles and is a collection of 9 short stories for those of us who were not quite ready for the series to end. This was wonderful. I gave it 5 stars. So the last books I am going to mention are the books that I read for the Gear Up portion of this readathon. I am in the Archivist Guild, and so for my conduit, I chose Polearm, and for that prompt, we were supposed to read a book that was more than 400 pages. So for Polearm, I read City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is book 1 in the Mortal Instruments series and is 485 pages. I give this one 3 stars. And lastly, for my legacy, I chose Asura, which is Goddess of Dawn and Beginnings. For this one, we were supposed to read the first book in a series. So for Asura, I read A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is book 1 in the All Souls trilogy, and I read this with my Bookchara buddies. I would describe this book as a highly intelligent paranormal fantasy. I gave it 4 stars and am excited to read book 2 this month. That one is called Shadow of Night. So those are all of the books I have read for Magical Readathon thus far. I do have a stack of books prepared to read for the Spring Equinox classes and my Godseer calling, but I am going to share those in another video. Let me know if you're participating in Magical Readathon. How's it going? Tell me about your character. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and until my next video, bye!